What are we talking about today? Pretty sure you saw it already, but this is what most people would call a 26L or a 1926. You know, it's kind of split down the middle. Most people call them 26Ls these days, or you could call it a 19 short, and a lot of folks have asked why. And the reason is you get a short grip, it's easier to conceal. And of course, this has been safety checked. There is nothing in there, and we are completely safe. So, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Well, of course, like I said, you get this cross section right here. This is the hardest thing to conceal. This part of it, that just goes down in your waistband or wherever you want to carry it, right? So this gives you a lot shorter cross section right here, and that's much, much easier to conceal. A lot less likelihood of printing versus, say, here is the Glock 19. As you can see, it overshadows it by quite a bit, right? So it just gives you the ability to carry, the 19 length slide in a 26 length grip. And of course, you still keep the magazine compatibility of the 26, 19, 17, 18, etc., etc. So you can use all those different types, but you also get to use the shortest of the magazines, which allows you to carry a little bit easier for concealment. You can see some of the other mods that I did, which is the gas pedal, as most people would call it. Get a little cut back here, get a little bit of texturing in some key areas, etc., etc. I'm probably going to put a Gen 5 slide on it, like you see from this one, onto there. But the big benefit is having a little bit lighter weight, easier concealed carry because of that cross section right there. And that's really about it. That's pretty much why I did it. Oh, the reason really why I did it though, this is my first Glock, and I bought it in the early 2000s, I think 2002 to be exact, right? And it actually got stolen in 2007, and it was recovered a couple years later, I think. And at least from what the report said, is that whoever had this got into a scuffle with the officers, and it wound up taking a dive across the ground, and it got all scratched up on the butt down towards the bottom. Looked like crap anyway, so I just figured, if I was going to send it back to Glock, I could get a new frame. But you know what? Let's check it out. Let's see if I can mess around and get a shorty Glock 19 or a 26L, whatever you want to call it, right? So I just took it like so, and I put it in my XY vise, and then I put it on my drill press, clamped it down, and I had some router bits. And I took router bits, and I didn't have a Glock 26 at this time, so I literally used the magazine to shave off just a little bit at a time until I got the grip length needed. So I used the router bits and the XY vise, and I would shave off just a little tiny bit at a time, and you can see that I was able to get that little groove, just kind of like the 26 in there. You know how they have it so that you still at least get your second finger on there when you're gripping it, right? And then of course you can use like pierce grip extensions and things like that to put on here and get some more grip down here if you want to go that route. But yeah, so in the XY vise, and I would just use it just a little bit at a time, have the router bit in the drill press on a slow speed, and then I would just move the XY vise around and just remove a little bit of material at a time. And that's where I wound up, because it still felt comfortable for me. And for my hands, I wear a size large glove, mostly due to the width. The fingers are a little bit shorter than a long glove, but the width of my hand is a size large glove. And I still got good purchase right here, and that was what was important to me, was that it was biting into my hand right here, and I can still shoot this gun incredibly well. And especially if you put, like a pierce grip extension right here on the bottom. So that's all I got for the 26L or 19 short grip, whatever you want to call this thing, 1926. Thanks, guys.